What if I told you that some of the most powerful healing tools in the world aren't locked in laboratories, but quietly growing in fields, forests, and even cracks in sidewalks? While modern life has trained us to look for answers in bottles with long chemical names, our grandparents often walked outside. They knew which leaves soothed the lungs, which roots supported digestion, which flowers calmed the mind after a long day. And they didn't call it alternative medicine. They just called it living. Somehow, in a rush toward convenience, many of these plants were pushed aside, not because they stopped working, but because they couldn't be patented, they couldn't be branded, they couldn't be owned. And yet, modern research is quietly circling back. Scientists are studying the very plants that village healers and farmers relied on for generations. And what they're finding may change how you think about natural remedies forever. In this video, we're counting down 11 healing plants that are rarely talked about anymore, each one more surprising than the last. By the time we reach number 9, you'll discover a plant once carried by traveling soldiers for its almost unbelievable versatility, and number 11 might completely shift how you see the weeds growing around you right now. So stick with me, because some of what you're about to hear was never meant to disappear. And if you enjoy uncovering forgotten knowledge like this, consider subscribing. Not just for more videos, but to help keep this kind of wisdom alive. Now let's begin. Number 1. Lemon balm, the gentle nervous system whisperer. Long before stress became a modern epidemic, village healers across Europe would gather leaves from Melissa officinalis and brew them into evening teas. Monks in medieval monasteries grew it inside cloister gardens, believing it could lift the spirits and sharpen the mind. Grandmothers would crush its lemon-scented leaves between their fingers and hand it to restless children before bedtime. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't flashy. But it worked. Modern research shows that lemon balm may help support relaxation and a balanced mood by interacting with GABA activity in the brain, the same calming pathway many people seek through stronger interventions. In simple terms, certain compounds in plant may help signal the nervous system to slow down. Cause and effect. Gentle plant compounds, calmer signaling, a quieter internal state. Many people today use lemon balm as a tea, tincture, or capsule. Some grow in small pots near their kitchen window and steep the fresh leaves after a long day. It's generally considered mild and soothing, which is exactly why it was so trusted historically. So, why did it fade from the spotlight? Because it's subtle. It doesn't hit like caffeine. It doesn't promise instant transformation, and in a culture that equates power with intensity, something gentle can easily be overlooked. It also grows easily in backyards across Europe and North America, which means it was never rare enough to feel special. But think of lemon balm as a quiet friend who doesn't say much, yet somehow changes the entire mood of the room. And if something this simple can gently influence the nervous system, what happens when we move beyond calming herbs into plants once carried into battle? Number 2. Yarrow, the soldier's woundwort. For centuries, warriors didn't march without it. From rural European villages to battlefields whispered about in stories of Achilles, yarrow was said to be pressed directly onto wounds to slow bleeding and protect damaged skin. Farmers kept it dry in their barns. Shepherds carried it in small cloth bundles. It wasn't ornamental. It was practical. The plant itself, known botanically as Achillea millefolium, grows with delicate white clusters of flowers, almost fragile in appearance. But its history tells a different story. Modern research shows that yarrow contains compounds that may help support the body's natural clotting response and skin recovery. It also contains plant chemicals with mild antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. In simple terms, certain natural constituents may help the body respond more efficiently when skin is damaged. Cause and effect. Plant tannins and flavonoids, support for natural clotting, and tissue response quicker stabilization of minor cuts. Traditionally, people would crush fresh leaves into a poultice and apply them externally. Today, it's more commonly used as a diluted topical preparation or brewed into tea for digestive and circulatory support. Many herbalists emphasize using it carefully and appropriately, especially when applied to the skin. So, why do we hear much about yarrow anymore? Because modern medicine brought sterile gauze and lab-designed antiseptics. Convenience replaced knowledge. And a wildflower that grows freely in open fields couldn't compete with packaged solutions on pharmacy shelves. But think of yarrow as a quiet field medic, always there, always prepared, waiting unnoticed in tall grass. And if a common meadow plant once stood between injury and survival, what about the plants that worked inside the body where no one could see them? Number 3, marshmallow root, the internal shield. Not the sugary kind you roast over a fire, but the original plant itself, Althea officinalis. Long before it became a confection, ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and rural European families relied on this soft, pale root for something far more practical. Herbal texts from centuries ago describe it as a soothing ally for irritated throats, unsettled stomachs, and dry, reactive tissues. Parents would simmer the root gently and strain the liquid, giving it to children during harsh winters when coughs lingered. What made it so special wasn't intensity. It was texture. Modern research shows that marshmallow root contains high levels of mucilage, a gel-like substance that forms when the root is mixed with water. In simple terms, when prepared correctly, it becomes slippery. Cause and effect. Natural mucilage coats and soothes irritated tissues, supports comfort in the throat and digestive tract. Many people today prepare as a cold infusion, allowing the root to steep for several hours to preserve its soothing compounds. Others use it in lozenges or gentle herbal blends. It's often described as supportive rather than forceful, helping the body calm irritation instead of suppressing it. So why was it forgotten? Because it doesn't overpower symptoms. It doesn't numb dramatically. And when modern syrups and fast-acting medications enter the market, the slow, steady comfort of a root steeping overnight felt outdated. Convenience replaced patience. But think of marshmallow root as a natural lining, like placing a soft blanket over irritated tissues, instead of blasting them into silence. And if a simple root can form a protective shield inside the body, what about plants that help the body cleanse and reset from within? Number 4, chickweed, the backyard cooler. Most people see it as a nuisance, a low-growing plant weaving quietly through garden beds and sidewalk cracks. But for generations of farmers and countryside families, Stellaria media was anything but a weed. It was food, and it was comfort. In early spring, when heavier winter meals gave way to lighter fare, chickweed was often gathered fresh and eaten raw or lightly cooked. Traditional herbalists described it as cooling and soothing, especially when the body felt overheated or sluggish after long seasons of preserved foods. Modern research shows that chickweed contains vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds with mild anti-inflammatory properties. While not dramatic, its nutrient density may support the body's natural detoxification processes simply by nourishing it properly. Cause and effect. Fresh, mineral-rich greens support liver and lymphatic function, a gradual feeling of lightness and balance. Historically, it was also used topically, crushed into poultices or infused into oils. Many people applied it to dry, itchy, or irritated skin. Its gentle nature made it approachable, something families could use without fear. So, why did it disappear from conversation? Because it's too common, too easy. It grows freely without effort. And in a world that equates rarity with value, abundance feels ordinary. Grocery stores fill the gap with packaged superfoods, and the humble ground cover was forgotten. But think of chickweed as spring's quiet reset button. Not dramatic, not extreme, just steady nourishment from the earth itself. And if something so small and overlooked can gently cool and restore the body, what happens when we look at plants that were once trusted for something much deeper than comfort? Number 5, holy basil, the stress tamer. In the temples and homes of India, Ocimum tenuiflorum was more than just a plant. It was a daily ritual. Families would grow it on windowsills, courtyard gardens, or temple corners, believing it to calm the mind, support energy, and protect against daily strains. Ayurvedic texts describe it as the sacred leaf, used for centuries to maintain balance in body and spirit. Soldiers and travelers sometimes carried small sprigs to steady nerves on long journeys. Modern research suggests holy basil may help the body respond to mild stress and support mental clarity. While it's not a miracle solution, studies indicate certain compounds in leaves interact with the body's stress pathways, helping it maintain equilibrium. Cause and effect. Active plant compounds support balanced stress response, calmer, steadier energy. People today often brew holy basil tea, chew fresh leaves, or take gentle tinctures. Its ritualistic use, steeped in both flavor and tradition, makes it as much a practice for mind as for the body. So, why did it fade from mainstream conversation? Because it's subtle, and modern life rewards quick fixes over daily practice. Convenience replaced continuity, and something that must be respected and nurtured every day doesn't fit neatly on a shelf. Think of holy basil as a personal anchor, a plant that quietly helps you navigate life's pressures, reminding us that the most profound support often comes from consistent, small rituals. Number 6. Elderflower, the seasonal shield. For centuries, families across Europe harvested Sambucus nigra in late spring, long before cold remedies filled medicine cabinets. Mothers and grandmothers would steep the delicate white blossoms into teas, infuse them into syrups, or create light cordials. It was considered a gentle ally for the immune system, especially during seasonal transitions when colds and sniffles were most common. Modern research suggests elderflower contains antioxidants and plant compounds that may help support the body's natural defenses and promote overall wellness. While it's not a cure, studies indicate it can complement other supportive habits like rest and hydration. Cause and effect. Fresh blossoms, compounds that support natural immunity, gentle seasonal protection. People today use elderflower in teas, syrups, and even sparkling beverages. Its fragrant, floral profile makes it both functional and enjoyable, a plant that can nourish the body while delighting the senses. So, why did elderflower fade from common use? Because it's seasonal, because it requires hands-on preparation, and because bottled solutions promise speed and shelf life over the gentle rhythm of harvesting and steeping blossoms at the right time. Think of elderflower as a quiet seasonal guardian, a reminder that sometimes wellness isn't about fast fixes, but about tuning into nature's cycles. Number 7. Nettle, the iron booster. At first glance, it looks like a menace. Prickly leaves that sting the skin when touched. Yet for centuries, rural families, herbalists, and even medieval soldiers knew Urtica dioica as a powerhouse. They called it the spring tonic, harvesting it in early months to support energy, vitality, and resilience after long winters. Grandmothers would blanch it quickly, turning it into soups or teas that were not just nutritious, but restorative. Modern research shows that nettle is rich in minerals, including iron, magnesium, and calcium, and contains plant compounds that may support healthy inflammation responses. While it's not a miracle cure, its nutrient density can complement a balanced diet and support overall wellness. Cause and effect. Nutrient-rich leaves support blood and tissue health, gentle boost in vitality. People today use nettle in teas, soups, or capsules. Its sting is neutralized by cooking or steeping, making it surprisingly versatile once handled properly. So why was it pushed aside? Because it's intimidating. People avoided what could hurt them. Supermarkets offered safer, prettier greens that required no risk or preparation. Convenience replaced courage. But think of nettle as the overlooked hero of spring, a plant that challenges you at first, but rewards patience with steady, powerful support. Number 8. Comfrey, the traveling medic. Imagine a plant so trusted that soldiers, farmers, and village healers carried it wherever they went. That plant was Symphytum officinale, known for generations as knitbone, because of its historical use in supporting minor skin and tissue recovery. Ancient texts, herbalist notes, and oral traditions from Europe describe comfrey as the go-to companion for sprains, bruises, and everyday knocks. Its large, hairy leaves were crushed into poultices, applied gently, and often left to support the body's natural processes. Modern research shows that comfrey contains compounds that may support skin and tissue health when used externally. While internal use is approached with caution today, topical applications remain popular in herbal medicine circles for minor skin issues. Cause and effect. Leaf compounds support tissue comfort and skin recovery, natural assistance to minor injuries. People today often prepare comfrey as a salve, cream, or infused oil. Its approach is hands-on, requiring respect for preparation, but many report gentle, reliable results. So why did it fall out of everyday use? Because modern medicine replaced hands-on remedies with pharmaceutical alternatives. Its natural potency couldn't be patented, mass-marketed, or bottled, and in a world seeking quick fixes, the slow, careful approach of comfrey felt inconvenient. But think of comfrey as a portable first responder, a plant that quietly provided support wherever life got rough, long before emergency kits existed. Number 9. Mugwort, the dream weaver. Unlike anything we've covered so far, Artemisia vulgaris has a history steeped in both healing and ritual. Ancient cultures across Europe, Asia, and the Americas carried mugwort for protection, clarity, and vitality. Soldiers sometimes kept it in their packs, believing it could sharpen awareness on long marches. Mothers tucked small bundles under pillows, trusting it to support peaceful rest. Healers praised it for its wide-reaching properties, from digestive support to mild calming effects on the nervous system. Modern research is just beginning to catch up, with studies suggesting that certain compounds in mugwort may help support relaxation and digestive comfort. While results are subtle, it's enough to explain why it was so highly valued for centuries. Cause and effect. Aromatic and bioactive compounds, gentle support for digestion, and calm, feeling balanced and alert. People today use mugwort as a tea, in smudging bundles, or as a mild herbal supplement. It's safe when used properly and offers a kind of subtle energy that doesn't overwhelm. So why has it nearly disappeared from everyday use? Because its benefits are broad but subtle, making it hard to package into a single marketable product. Its mystical associations also cause modern society to shy away from it, leaving it in the shadow of more scientific remedies. But think of mugwort as a bridge between body and mind, a plant that quietly tunes you into yourself and the rhythms around you. Number 10. Sage, the ancient purifier. Sage isn't just a kitchen herb. Salvia officinalis has been revered for thousands of years as a plant of cleansing and clarity. Ancient Romans and Greeks used it to support digestion and overall vitality. Monks cultivated it in cloisters for its medicinal and aromatic qualities. Indigenous peoples also burned sage in rituals, believing its smoke could purify spaces and strengthen the spirit. Modern research shows that sage contains antioxidants and compounds that may support cognitive function and digestion. While it's not a cure-all, its gentle properties offer subtle, reliable support when incorporated into daily life. Cause and effect. Active plant compounds support digestive comfort and mental clarity, feeling grounded and refreshed. People today use sage in teas, tinctures, or culinary preparations. Some even burn dried leaves as a ritualistic practice to clear energy in a room, a tradition passed down through centuries. So, why did it fade from mainstream attention? Because its effects are subtle, requiring consistency rather than instant gratification. It couldn't be bottled, patented, or marketed as a miracle product, and convenience products slowly replaced the hands-on knowledge of using herbs like sage. But think of sage as a gentle guardian of the senses, a plant that supports clarity, calm, and presence, quietly reminding us that wellness can be as much about ritual and attention as it is about compounds. Number 11. Ashwagandha, the root of resilience. If any plant embodies the essence of what we've been uncovering, it's Withania somnifera. For thousands of years, Ayurvedic practitioners called it a cornerstone of daily wellness. Families in India, soldiers, and travelers relied on it to maintain energy, support endurance, and cultivate balance in body and mind. It wasn't flashy. It didn't promise instant results. Instead, it offered steady, profound support, a partner for life's daily challenges. Modern research suggests that compounds in ashwagandha may help the body maintain balance in response to stress, support vitality, and contribute to overall well-being. While it's not a cure-all, studies indicate it can complement healthy routines and nourish resilience over time. Cause and effect. Active root compounds support balanced stress response and vitality, steady, sustainable energy, and calm. People today take it as a powder, capsule, or infused in teas. Its use is simple, adaptable, and safe, making it easy to incorporate into daily life. So why was it overlooked in modern times? Because it doesn't provide instant gratification. Its effects are cumulative, subtle, and consistent, qualities that don't fit into a world obsessed with quick fixes and flashy solutions. But think of ashwagandha as the ultimate reminder of what we've been exploring. That true support is quiet, reliable, and often grows in plain sight, waiting for those willing to rediscover it. It's like having a trusted companion for your mind and body, always there, always steady, always strengthening. Which of these plants surprised you the most? I'd love to hear in the comments. And if you've enjoyed uncovering this forgotten wisdom, subscribe to continue exploring the quiet power of nature's remedies with community that values knowledge, patience, and balance. Sometimes, the most incredible solutions aren't found in a lab, but in the plants we've walked past our whole lives.